You think the problem is discipline, maybe willpower, maybe the wrong diet, the wrong workout, the wrong genes. But here's the truth nobody in the fitness industry wants to say out loud. You could sleep 8 hours every single night and still have your body storing belly fat the entire time because of one hormone running silently out of control while your eyes are closed. Japan has one of the lowest obesity rates in the developed world. They eat white rice daily. They don't count calories obsessively. And for decades, their sleep researchers have been studying something the Western world completely ignored: the hormonal environment operating inside your body while you sleep, and exactly how it decides whether you burn fat or store it overnight. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete 5-step evening protocol built on Japanese sleep science that turns every night of sleep into an active fat-burning session. No supplements required, no extreme diets, just 5 simple resets that fix what's actually broken. And the strangest part, the enemy isn't what you eat, it's what your hormones are doing at 2 a.m. You're doing everything right, 7 hours of sleep, maybe 8, and still, every morning you wake up, you're not weaker. You're just fighting the wrong enemy in the dark. Here's what nobody tells you. While you sleep, your body is supposed to be running on fat. That's the deal. The night is nature's built-in fat-burning window. Long, uninterrupted, completely free. And yet, for millions of people, that window stays shut every single night, without them ever knowing why. The problem isn't your diet. It isn't your workout. It's something happening inside your body while your eyes are closed and your guard is completely down. And until you understand exactly what's stealing your results overnight, nothing you do during the day will fix what's happening while you sleep. The real culprit has a name: nocturnal cortisol elevation. It's what happens when cortisol, the hormone designed to spike in the morning and fade by midnight, refuses to go quiet. Instead of dropping to near zero while you sleep, it stays dangerously active, running through your bloodstream like an alarm that never shuts off. Japanese sleep researchers identified this pattern decades ago. They called it yoru no korotizer, and what they found changed everything. A cortisol spike at night doesn't just block fat burning, it actively flips your body into fat storage mode, targeting belly fat above everything else. This is why you can sleep a full 8 hours and still wake up exhausted, inflamed, and heavier around the middle. Your cortisol was never off, it was working against you all night. And the worst part, there are 5 specific things most people do every single evening that keep that cortisol burning long after it should have gone silent. Step 1. The screen blackout. The blue light melatonin cortisol interference chain. Every time you scroll through your phone after sunset, you're sending your brain one very specific message: it's still daytime. The blue light hitting your retina suppresses melatonin, and when melatonin can't rise, cortisol has no reason to fall. Here's the chain your body runs every night, whether you're aware of it or not. Melatonin doesn't just make you sleepy. It's the hormonal gatekeeper that signals your adrenal glands to stop pumping cortisol. No melatonin signal, no cortisol shutdown. And no cortisol shutdown means no growth hormone pulse, the precise trigger your body needs to 1 hour of screen exposure after 9 p.m. is enough to delay that entire cascade by 2 to 3 hours. The fix is immediate and costs nothing. Cut all screens at least 60 minutes before bed. No phone, no TV, no laptop. If that feels impossible, use blue light blocking glasses starting at sunset, not as a perfect solution, but as a damage limiter. Dim your environment, dim your cortisol, kill the light, start the burn. Step 2. The Ofuro reset. The thermal drop mechanism. Your body can't enter deep fat-burning sleep until its core temperature drops. That's not a preference. It's a hard biological requirement. And most people, without realizing it, are doing everything in their evening routine to keep that temperature elevated and that cortisol firmly in place. The Japanese have practiced Ofuro, a warm bath before bed, for centuries. Not because it feels relaxing, although it does, because the science behind it is precise. Soaking in water between 108 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes forces blood to rush. That sharp thermal decline is the exact physiological trigger that tells your brain it's safe to silence cortisol, release growth hormone, and open the fat oxidation window. Take your bath or shower 90 minutes before you want to be asleep, not right before. That 90-minute gap is the key. It gives your body time to complete the temperature drop at exactly the right moment, right as you're drifting off. 10 minutes in warm water, 90 minutes of transition, and your overnight fat-burning engine is primed and ready. Cool down to fire up. Step 3. The kitchen curfew. The late meal insulin cortisol rebound effect. You already know that eating late isn't ideal, but what you probably don't know is the exact hormonal reason why. And once you understand the mechanism, you'll never look at a late-night meal the same way again. It isn't just about digestion. It's about a collision happening inside your body at precisely the wrong moment. Here's what unfolds. When you eat within 3 hours of sleep, your blood sugar rises and your pancreas releases insulin to manage it. Insulin and cortisol are biological opponents. When one is high, the body struggles to lower the other. So as your cortisol is supposed to be falling toward its nighttime floor, the insulin spike from your late meal pulls it back up. Your body detects the metabolic activity, interprets it as a signal to stay alert, and cortisol rebounds, hard, at exactly the moment it needs to be at its lowest. The fat-burning window doesn't just delay. It disappears entirely. Set your kitchen curfew at 3 hours before bed and treat it like a hard rule, not a suggestion. If you sleep at 11 p.m., your last meal ends at 8 p.m. If hunger hits after that, a small handful of walnuts or a few slices of cucumber won't spike insulin enough to trigger the rebound. But a bowl of pasta, a protein bar, or even fruit juice will. The timing isn't flexible, your hormones aren't either. Close the kitchen. Open the burn. Step 4. The mineral break, magnesium, and the adrenal cortisol nighttime suppressor. Most people chasing better sleep reach for melatonin supplements, and most of them are solving the wrong problem. Melatonin doesn't lower cortisol, it just nudges drowsiness. What actually puts the brakes on your adrenal glands at night is something far more fundamental and far more overlooked: magnesium. Here's the mechanism. Your adrenal glands need magnesium to regulate the release of cortisol. When cortisol secretion continues unchecked through the night, slow-wave sleep gets compressed, and the deep restorative phase where fat oxidation peaks simply never arrives. The Japanese dietary pattern, built around magnesium-dense foods like tofu, edamame, leafy greens, and whole fish, delivers this mineral consistently and quietly, night after night. No supplement required. Just food working exactly the way it was designed to. If your diet doesn't naturally cover it, supplementing with 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, taken 30 to 60 minutes before bed, is clinically the most bioavailable form and the least likely to cause digestive discomfort. You'll notice the difference within 3 to 5 nights: deeper sleep, fewer 3 a.m. wake-ups, and a body that finally feels like it rested. That's not a coincidence. That's your cortisol doing what it was always supposed to do. Feed the brake. Silence the hormone. Step 5. The Kancha release, the gratitude journaling HPA axis shutdown. Your body doesn't know the difference between a physical threat and a mental one. Stress is, and if your mind is still running through tomorrow's deadlines, unfinished conversations, and unresolved worries as you climb into bed, your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the command center that drives cortisol production, is still fully activated. You can do everything else right, and still have this one thing quietly unraveling all of it. The Japanese practice of Kancha, a word that translates roughly as gratitude and appreciation, has a measurable physiological effect that goes well beyond positive thinking. Research into gratitude journaling consistently shows a reduction in cognitive arousal before sleep, a direct suppression of HPA axis activity, and a meaningful drop in nighttime cortisol levels. The brain, when directed toward what is safe, resolved, and good, sends a deactivation signal down the same neural pathways that cortisol uses to stay alive at night. You're not just writing in a journal, you're manually pulling the cortisol handbrake. The practice takes 5 minutes and requires nothing but a notebook and a pen. Sit up, away from your phone, and write 3 things. 1 moment from today you're genuinely grateful for, 1 thing your body did today that served you, and 1 thing you're choosing to release before you sleep. Do it in dim light, at the same time each night, and within 2 weeks, your nervous system will begin to recognize it as a shutdown cue. Release the day. Lower the hormone. You now have the complete Japanese overnight cortisol lowering protocol. 5 evening resets that work together as a single system, each one removing 1 more obstacle between your sleeping body and the fat-burning state it was always designed to reach. Not one of these steps requires a gym, a prescription, or an hour of your time. Every single one starts tonight. Here's your protocol, exactly as it runs. Step 1. Cut all screens 60 minutes before bed. Kill the blue light interference chain and let melatonin rise. Step 2. Take a warm bath 90 minutes before sleep. Trigger the thermal drop that silences cortisol and opens the overnight fat oxidation window. Step 3. Close the kitchen 3 hours before bed. Eliminate the insulin cortisol rebound that wipes out deep sleep fat burning entirely. Step 4. Take 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. Restore the adrenal break your body has been missing. Step 5. Spend 5 minutes on your Kancha journal. Manually shut down the HPA axis and release the cognitive load. Every night of sleep you've been spending fighting your own hormones can become an active fat-burning session starting tomorrow morning. The question isn't whether this works. The question is how many nights you've already lost without it. Start tonight. Burn while you sleep. If you feel like your body is constantly stuck in alert mode, with poor sleep, fatigue, untimely hunger, and stubborn abdominal fat, I've prepared the complete Cortisol Reset bundle. Inside, you'll receive the main guide, the Cortisol Reset, plus 2 bonuses: low nighttime cortisol protocol and cortisol, insulin, and abdominal fat. The link is in the description.